Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Mayor's Riverfront Park in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Here for today's matchup between USL, two opponents and Great Lakes rivals, as Kalamazoo FC welcomes in the newcomer to the Great Lakes Division, Michiana FC, as Michiana looking for their first win on the 24 campaign, as still desperately searching for that first win on the year with an 0-3-2 record, as the last two games for Michiana resulting in ties, one to AFC Ann Arbor, and then the last in their most recent matchup to Lansing City Football. As here are going to be the starting 11 here for your Michiana Lions. In numerical order: Enrique Ramirez, Alexander Ritchie, David Rodriguez, Matthew Roberts, Thomas Wale, Hayato Mormansky, Xavier Ogaro, Francesco Chiapo, and Jonathan Bellina. As on the bench, Izu Estrada, Minzy Lopez, Kennedy Brummel, and Magala. And the starting 11 for your Kalamazoo FC Eagles, displayed on the screen, usually the same same 11 you're used to seeing, as Simonasi back in the goal, and the attackers getting a little bit of a switch up, as moved around and in center of the midfield is going to be Donovan Gusto Phillips, left wing of Pepe Martinez, up top for Kalamazoo FC, as looking to get off to a fast-paced start here today. Kalamazoo FC is going to kick this into the back line, and we are underway here in Kalamazoo, Michigan, as Kalamazoo FC looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. As of right now, sitting in third place, 3 points behind Flint City. Kalamazoo still going to get another chance to look at Flint City at the end of the season to try and give them a better chance. In front of the net, early going goes Gusto Phillip off the crossbar. Another chance here for Mercer. That one deflected. Good save by Jonathan Bellina, the goalkeeper for Michiana, getting active early, not even 30 seconds into this game, and he's going to have some key saves and a friend in that goal post up top. Corner kick on the way for Kalamazoo FC. This one going to be Colin Ennis taking it in the far corner. On it, but nothing going to get too close to the goalkeeper. Quick pace and in action goes Kalamazoo FC, trying to get things off on the right foot. However, unable to get anything past Bellina in the early going, as we're now a minute into this one, and Michiana trying to keep that fiery offense, Kalamazoo, quiet. A leaping Gusto Phillip trying to keep it with Kalamazoo off the foot of Bellina, but it's going to get upfield and out of bounds. Michiana with a toss-in, as Ogaro just going to throw it over to that back line in Szymanski. Pressure from Innis up top on the goalkeeper of Bellina, as pressure going to be felt by Michiana. Rolling back the other way goes Kalamazoo FC with possession, as they're going to go into Ramon Simonasi. Or excuse me, that's actually Juan Alfaro in net there for Kalamazoo FC. In the back line goes Michiana, trying to find an opening against the defense of Kalamazoo FC. And a takeaway there for Mercer, far side of the field. Good slide tackle coming there from Alexander Ritchie of Michiana to stop what Kalamazoo had deep in their offensive zone. Kalamazoo and Grayson Mercer. That one's going to be Innis the other way. And a ball played down that left sideline. A good look for Wale downfield, however, sent out of bounds. Defense of Kalamazoo FC going to reset and try and get this one out and avoid a defensive lapse here in the early going. Michiana looking to combat the last two ties in a row with a win here and get into the win column for the first time this season. However, the Eagles of Kalamazoo FC, if they want to get into that win column, they're going to have to outsmart and out-hustle a very strong team in Kalamazoo FC. Corner kick on the way here for Michiana. Could set something dangerous up here inside their own 18. We'll see how they want to go. Off the foot, in the air, looking for somebody back post. Receiving end, but left unanswered. Goes, however, unable to connect. Down the sideline it goes. Richie to a Michiana teammate. The Lions starting to move like a pack against the Eagles. They're going to try and go left side here with Rodriguez. David Rodriguez defended by Barnes. However, Rodriguez just going to let that roll out of bounds. He could feel the pressure there from Asher Barnes. Michiana going to take over possession. Trying to get something down that sideline. That's how Michiana is going to go about it. It's now a good ball down that sideline. Gusto Phillip going to cross it across the 18 there to Pepe Martinez. Martinez going to give. And a bad bounce off a defender's foot. Michiana just going to reset and send this one out of bounds. Kalamazoo still in their attacking zone. Dangerous here it goes for Michiana. As now inside the Ennis it goes. And he's just going to slow it back up, play it into Paula Fang, midfield. Eagles trying to set something up in their offensive possession, but then it's going to get taken away. And now numbers on here for Michiana. They're going to try and go left side, deflected though. Good defense. Paula Fang's just going to get rid of it, send it back towards middle of the field. As a bad bounce off the foot, Hayato Morimoto going to take that one right to the jaw. And a good ball played back off the head of a Michiana defender. But then the official's just going to stop it up. And going back the other way is Michiana. As it seemed as Morimoto wasn't really ready for that one coming his way. And now ready for it. As a jump ball, middle of the field. Dangerous there goes Duarte Chapelas. As with the Michiana line down on the field, if they're going to wave the athletic trainer on, we're going to take a minute here and thank our sponsors. We'll be back when action resumes. As we are back up and in action, free kick here off the foot of Roberts, looking for something to tempt against Alfaro. However, nothing going there for the Lions. As a good toss off the foot of Alfaro. Good read, though, by Xavier Ogaro. Trying to take this one in bounds. Good effort, though, by Emil Newhoff. Veracruz with it, trying to go right sideline there to Asher Barnes. Barnes having an opening. He's going to play a ball middle of the field there to Donovan Gusto Phillip. As a slipping Gusto Phillip, Kalamazoo going to slow things up here. Find an opening. Martinez now going to try and cross field and look for Paula Fang. Fang's just going to pop this one up in the air and let the midfielders go to work. However, a takeaway by Michiana as the Lions get possession back. A couple of bad bounces. However, Morimoto going to stick with it. Michiana playing into their back line, trying to find an opening against the aggressive defense of Kalamazoo FC. Pressure being applied from the Eagles early minutes. As the Eagles down on the field flying around. And the whistle going to come into play. Too much contact once again there from Duarte Chapelas. Trying to go for the ball, but maybe hitting a leg there on the way down. A bad pass from the back line in Alexander Ritchie, given to Barnes. Barnes, though, going to give it right back to Michiana, and a ball played middle of the air. Polifang going to get a touch on it, send it Martinez's way. And then a bad bounce, and Michiana takes back over once again. Slipping up on the ball goes Morimoto. However, sticking with it, though, Michiana. Good response there to an almost disastrous trip up. And then a good slide tackle going to come into play. Michiana going to try and see if they can get a call off of it. However, unable to do so. And a good ball played up to Donovan Gusto-Phillip. 2-on-1, though. Michiana going to take care of it. Gusto-Phillip, the speed, almost able to get past middle of the field, looking there for Gusto-Phillip. But now Martinez with it left side. He's going to play a ball into Gusto-Phillip. And then back out to Martinez it goes. Pepe, a little bit of space, playing a ball into Innes. Innes back to Veracruz. Veracruz finds Martinez once again. Pepe sending something up in the air towards the 18 as the keeper for Michiana, Bellina, coming out, punching that one. It's going to go far side here in the early stages of the first half. 10 minutes gone by. Nobody scoring yet. Still scoreless. Looking for the first one in this matchup. And, I mean, Kalamazoo FC having a good taste of offensive possession here in this first half. A lot of time on their side so far. Doing a good job of controlling pace and playing their brand of soccer. Keeping everything right at their feet. And just out-possessing so far, as other than the possession time. But if you could count pressure on defense too, Kalamazoo winning on that. However, not much action as we speak until Ennis going to play a ball long up that sideline, looking for the speedy Barnes. However, not able to get to it quick enough. I mean, you would have had to really get underneath that one. Long ball from Ennis, though. A good idea to play it up that far sideline. Just a little too much underneath that one. Maybe needing to skip a leg day or two goes Ennis of Kalamazoo FC, but rather have him stronger than weak. Middle of the field, off the foot of Bellina. As everybody getting a couple of touches on it. Now it's going to come down with Michiana. As trying to play it left side to Roberts. Michiana goes and then loses possession to Kalamazoo FC. Veracruz with it, middle of the field. And now back into the back line with Duarte Chapelas. Newhoff shooting down the sideline, looking for Gusto-Phillip. As it's going to take a couple of bounces between teams. Michiana going to come down with it in their attacking zone, but back up in the air it goes. Still Michiana with it, middle of the field. Base off the foot of Hayato Morimoto. As you see the frustrations there. The body language of Morimoto. Really thought that his teammate was going to give chase into the 18 with that one, but off the pass, Kalamazoo taking over possession. Good ball played into the 18 by Martinez. However, Bellina, as he's just going to scoop it up, switch sides of the field, and Michiana with possession now. Passing lane's going to be deflected up in the air. Mercer comes down with it, attacking side of the field for Kalamazoo FC. Mercer feeds Barnes. Michiana, though, going to poke the passing lane, take it away. And then Mercer gets it right back for Kalamazoo FC. And middle of the field it goes with Veracruz. Veracruz going to play it left to Newhoff. Newhoff centering feed, and that one's going to be sent right back Michiana's way. Good save, or diving attempt. Not really a save because it wasn't a shot on net. But a good way to disrupt the cross. Good read from Jonathan Bellina, sending it back the Lions' way. Heads up playing for both these teams. Early minutes of this first half. Still ball played down that right sideline. This one to David Rodriguez. However, Rodriguez is going to be called for the offsides. Asher Barnes going to play something down that sideline to Mercer. Mercer giving chase. He's going to have something into the 18, looking for a centering feed. Gusto Phillips on the receiving end, but too many Lions around, and they're going to take that. Good idea to go down that sideline for Kalamazoo FC. And now a bad bounce off the foot. Kalamazoo FC now playing into the middle to Mercer. Mercer, though, not able to get out in front of it. And the referee's going to blow this one dead once again. Kalamazoo FC still looking to get something going offensively. I mean, both these teams right now looking to get some offense going. Still scoreless in a heated matchup, both temperature-wise and how these players feel in early minutes. I mean, the body language, everybody wants to get after this one. Michiana needs to find their way into the win column. As Kalamazoo playing a dangerous team, a hungry team in Michiana. Back and forth it goes between two teams, middle of the field. Kalamazoo FC going to come down with it. As now some conversation between officials and players down on the field. As the Athletic are sponsors here at Kalamazoo FC. as we are about to get back into action here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. Big shout out to Bronson Medicals for the athletic training help. As the substitution coming onto the field, Brecken Minzy for Michiana. As Michiana fast-paced back into it, going to slip up, goes Minzy down that sideline. Just checked into the game, making a quick mistake, and back the other way it goes. Kalamazoo FC, however, finding its way out of bounds, and Michiana nothing. She goes back to the goalkeeper for Michiana, as Bellina so far nothing too scary or shocking early minutes, but getting a save off the post. A good friend of Bellina, the post is. As, I mean, it's pretty much every goalkeeper's best friend when it finds its way and lends a helping hand. Toss in here to Gusto Phillip. Going to get tripped up goes Donovan. And I believe that's going to be a free kick for Kalamazoo FC, closer to the 18, so definitely within striking distance here for the Eagles. It seems like Colin Ennis and Owen Smith going to be huddled around down on the field. We'll see if it's going to be a mixed direction, something played into the 18, or a shot straight at the net to give something to Jonathan Bellina. Give him a dangerous shot. As Bellina lining up defenders in the right position. Ennis trying to get something, seems like right in the direction. He's going to take a short and play it up top. Now into the middle it goes for Owen Smith. Pepe Martinez, good heads-up play. Winning it back for Kalamazoo FC, but Michiana going to get rid of it. Dangerous. It goes in possession offensively for Kalamazoo FC. Michiana just trying to get their feet back underneath them. And Kalamazoo FC going to allow him to catch back up here. And Pepe Martinez tripped up and hitting the ground as another free kick going to come outside the 18 here for Kalamazoo FC. This one in a more difficult spot to get something off and onto the net. Going to have to be right side if Ennis wants to try and challenge something, but definitely a challenging shot here if Ennis wants to try and take something against Bellina from this angle. So you'd think that he's going to try and find somebody what they try to give off. Ennis going to try and strike something over the middle. And another post save by the crossbar. Michiana's keeper, Bellina. Best friend right now is that crossbar. First one off the top, second one off the left side. We'll see if all three posts want to play a role into Bellina's game, as so far it's his best friend down there inside the 18, those two posts. Michiana sending this one out of bounds near midfield, just trying to get their defensive feet underneath them. This one played into Pepe Martinez, then popped up. Gusto Phillip trying to get a read on it. Well defended, though, by Xavier Ogaro of Michiana. It's going to go out of bounds, last touch by Kalamazoo FC, so Michiana taking over as they're just going to go right back to Reed Szymanski, or Szymanski, excuse me. Bounced around between a couple of Michiana Lions, and then Kalamazoo FC going to win this back in their possession. And slowing it up, playing it back into Duarte Chapelas. Back around the back line in midfield it goes. Now, Chapelas going to try and play something into Martinez, left sideline. Martinez gives to Gusto Phillip. Gusto Phillip trying to get some fancy footwork underneath him. That's his style of game. He's going to chop it up, go between the middle of Szymanski, and then now deflected off of Gusto Phillip. And Reed Szymanski, some heads-up play in there to just get it off the body of Gusto Phillip and just send it out of bounds. Give them the ball back and try and set something up. However, deep within their defensive zone goes Michiana. Up in the air, trying to find its way back down to the ground with Kalamazoo FC. Goes the ball. And now back, Paula Fang keeping his composure in a moment where a lot of players wouldn't. And he's going to win it back for Kalamazoo down that sideline. It goes now. Good possession here. Ball played across the middle. Gusto Phillip not able to get into the middle of the ball, getting underneath it and popping it up a little bit. Martinez, though, with it, going to rifle off a shot, and that one going to be deflected off a defender for Michiana. And an easy grab there by Belina. As a couple possessions in a row now. Couple of good looks for Kalamazoo FC. Breathtaking moments for Michiana and the Lions' faithful fans. However, still staying right where we're at, 0-0, as they say it across the pond. Asher Barnes playing it down into Mercer, right side. Mercer trying to fake something over the middle. Now he's going to come back with it, left foot, slow it up, and play it back into Asher Barnes. Barnes now quickly going into the 18, but Michiana going to hop over it and send this one back out of bounds. Kalamazoo going to take back over. Barnes was looking to go back into the back line. However, he's going to play it over to Smith in the middle, and then Smith's just going to win it back, create some separation. And now Duarte Chapelas with it, going to shoot that left sideline to Pepe Martinez. Now, Gusto Phillip going to give something to Innes over the middle. But still with it is Kalamazoo FC into their short corner. Then Martinez now just slowing it back up over to Chapelas. And now a good ball played over the middle. Barnes giving chase. And now a good ball played over the middle. Martinez now shooting something up in the middle. Again, once well defined or defended and sought out by Michiana. Now Smart with possession. It goes middle of the field with the Lions. They're just going to slow it back up, give themselves some more breathing room. Szymanski with it. He's just going to play this one back into Jonathan Belina. The keeper, Belina, going to shoot this one middle of the field, high in the air. Coming down with it, though, goes Kalamazoo FC in the back line. They're just going to play it back into Alfaro. And now, taking over deep in their defensive zone, goes Kalamazoo FC. Asher Barnes, middle of the field. He's going to shoot down right side there to Grayson Mercer. Mercer having the edge on the Michiana defense. Middle of the field with it. It goes rifled with the left foot, but deflected. Goes Grayson Mercer's attempt. Might have been a better idea to look for a teammate over the middle, but Mercer, still the valiant effort nonetheless. Field, Colin Innes. Swarmed by Lion defenders, and the Lions going to get a takeaway. Well defended. The 18 once again go the Lions as approaching that 30-minute mark here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Mayor's Riverfront Park, the location of this Great Lakes divisional matchup between Kalamazoo FC and Michiana Lions. As it's still scoreless here, Michiana looking for their first win on the season. Record of 0-3-2. Its last two games, direct ties for the Lions. They've getting close to that win column, but still needing to find the one to put them over other teams in Great Lakes divisional play. Kalamazoo FC looking to keep their playoff hopes alive, needing a win here to tie up Flint City in second place. Just 3 points behind. As Flint City sitting on the season, 4 wins, no losses, and 2 ties. One of the ties coming to Kalamazoo FC here at Mayor's Riverfront Park, Saturday, June 1st. A 3-3 game, as it was part of a doubleheader between the men's and women's club here for Kalamazoo FC, taking on Flint City. It was a 4-0 win for the girls. The guys, though, seeing a really good Flint City team. They'll see them once again playing at Flint's home turf for the last time they'll see each other. As both teams trying to keep that. Probably going to be all wrapped up in Midwest United's way. Unless Flint City keeps their season perfect, then they might be able to find something and put themselves atop Midwest. However, still in the race goes Kalamazoo FC and AFC Ann Arbor. So two teams still in the hunt for the playoff spot, that second playoff spot in the two bids given out by the Great Lakes Division in USL 2 playoff contention. It's everything that these teams look for all season long. They're hunting for the playoffs and a chance to get in. As Kalamazoo not finding their way into the playoffs last year, despite the 2 seasons before that winning the Great Lakes Division in USL 2 play and finding their way into playoffs. Trying to get the footing, though, back on track this year and put the club finding their way into the playoffs. Martinez going to play something over the middle, but well defended once again by Michiana. A ball played into Gusto Phillip. Some contact. Push comes to shove, but no call. As bounced off the foot of Paula Fang. Michiana going to take over in their defending zone, but not deep. Over near the middle of the field it goes for the Lions. As it's going to be a passing lane jumped. And the ball running away with it goes Kalamazoo FC. Good ball played into Gusto Phillip. And then an ankle save. Pepe Martinez rifling a shot off the second chance effort. Also saved. Well defended by Michiana. What can you say about it other than great defense from the Lions? Chances for Kalamazoo keep adding up. But man, oh man. Belina, the keeper, and that back line. Well defended on that last possession. In the back line. Martinez having this one right side. Giving it up and then losing it goes Grayson Mercer. And into their attacking zone as the defense feeling that pressure starting to mount here. 33rd minute of play. And the attempts for Kalamazoo FC start to go through the roof. Michiana can't say the same. Not having a lot generated offensively for him as an almost takeaway for Kalamazoo FC. And then Paula Fang jumps the passing lane, wins the ball back for Kalamazoo FC. Martinez with it, middle of the field. Martinez alone goes Kalamazoo FC. Right side with it goes Asher Barnes. Played up to Grayson Mercer. Mercer on that right sideline, a ball. Looking for Barnes. However, getting to it's going to be Brecken Minzy. As Minzy's just going to send this one out of bounds. And now a fellow Kalamazoo FC Eagle down there on the field. Starting to cramp up in the later middle stages of the game as we get going. As we're in the later stages of the first half. 34 minutes gone by. Still scoreless. It's Kalamazoo looking to put some pressure on the defense of Michiana. Michiana's offense looking to just get something going on their side of the field and keep it on their side of the field. Not having a lot of productive chances towards Alfaro and the Kalamazoo back line. Middle of the field. Emil going to try and go right, or left side, to Mercer. Newhoff with it. Now finding the middle with Gusto Phillip. Gusto Phillip now going to go left sideline into the corner with Grayson Mercer. And then officials going to stop play here. Offside's the call. And Michiana getting a break here defensively. And the pressure's on. Kalamazoo FC today has not been giving the ball away with ease or freely at all. Making Michiana work for it every inch. Michiana now something inside the 18 for Kalamazoo's defense, but making the scooping effort goes Nacho Alfaro. And back the other way it goes with Kalamazoo FC, starting with the back line here in Duarte Chapelas. He's just going to play it back into goalkeeper Nacho Alfaro. And back and forth in between two teammates for the Eagles it goes. Chapelas now, he's looking up the field. Something there for Gusto Phillip. Gusto Phillip trying to get around defenders, but offside's the call. Once again, they're going to say Gusto Phillip in front of the back line. However, a break here for Michiana, and then right back into it goes. Michiana looking to find how do they want to attack this defense of Kalamazoo FC that has been very successful in putting the pressure on and very successful at generating turnovers for Kalamazoo and setting up offensively very well, keeping pressure on the defense of Michiana. Michiana, though, going to catch a break around defenders. It goes middle, something over the middle, but then one back by Kalamazoo. Owen Smith going to play a ball over right sideline, right to Pepe Martinez at the feet. Martinez playing a ball over the middle. Nobody is going to be on the receiving end of it. Mercer off the line that's slipping up inside the 18. Losing the ball. Good defense there by Szymanski for Michiana. Still scoreless. 37 minutes gone by. Approaching the 38th as Veracruz going to win the ball back for Kalamazoo FC. A shot rifled off outside the 18, but wide left it goes. Kalamazoo FC not really having much of an attempt underneath that one. Gusto Phillip played back into Martinez. Martinez now something over the middle for Gusto Phillip, and that's a goal. Kalamazoo FC scoring in the late stages of the first half. That's going to put the Eagles up 1-0. Kalamazoo FC now leading Michiana at home. And a rather late start to the first half, and a goal nonetheless for Kalamazoo FC, putting themselves up atop the winless Michiana Lions here this year. Still looking for their first win now that Kalamazoo has leads that they do not like to give up this season. As once they can get out in front of teams, they try not to look back. As this Kalamazoo team also plays really well from behind teams, but out in front in the first half it goes here for Kalamazoo FC. 1-0 off the foot of Donovan Gusto Phillip. And Kalamazoo FC breaking the ankles of Pepe Martinez. You don't see that a lot. As a shot going to be rung off now for Michiana, but well above the net. You could stack another net on top and it would still be over. Asher Barnes now approaching midfield and then sending a look upfield for Gusto Phillip, but a little bit underneath it. And into the goalkeeper for Michiana, Belina it goes. Michiana now with it, far sideline. Trying to find an opening against this Kalamazoo defense. But suffocating it goes. The pressure, Grayson Mercer, fancy footwork. He's going to go left side. Shot rung off. Gusto Phillip, a second chance. Is that one going to find its way across the line? Diving effort, keeping it safe there with Belina. I mean, that one could have just slowly trickled into the back of the net, but Jonathan Belina making the diving effort to keep it out, and just a 1-0 score it goes for Kalamazoo FC. Could have been a quick 2-0, but keeping their chances high goes Michiana. Asher Barnes trying to go right side here to Pepe Martinez. Martinez giving chase into that far corner. Going to stop the ball, use that left foot. Slipping up, though, goes Martinez. Pepe Martinez going to give back to Asher Barnes. A little bit more breathing room here for the Eagles, trying to get something inside their offensive 18. Owen Smith with it. A little bit of separation. He's going to go left side, looking there for Emil Newhoff. Emil, one-on-one. He's just going to play it back into Ennis. Ennis goes baseline, center over the middle, and another one for Donovan Gusto Phillip off the feed of Ennis and number 8, Owen Smith. I mean, man, oh man, ball movement from Kalamazoo FC, creating the openings, and now it's a 2-0 lead here for Kalamazoo FC. First half, 2 quick goals and 2 unanswered now for Kalamazoo FC as they put themselves atop Michiana. 2-0 here as we are getting closer and closer to the halftime. A 2-goal lead here for Kalamazoo FC to put themselves atop the Lions 2-0. Michiana going to start off the middle of the field. They're going to go far sideline with it. You can just tell the difference in body language between these two teams. Kalamazoo seems a little bit more amped up as the Lions seeming a little deflated after giving up 2 straight goals here to the Eagles at home. Pressure is on. Veracruz going to try and win the ball back. Officials, though, going to say a little bit of dirty there from Veracruz. And now back and forth it goes between Michiana and Kalamazoo as things starting to amp up temperature-wise. And between these two clubs, Kalamazoo FC with the lead, though, at home, 2-0 over Michiana. 42 minutes, approaching the 43rd we go. Gusto Phillip with it on the close say. Going back with it is Kalamazoo FC. Something over the middle for Michiana, but touched by David Rodriguez. And nothing there to really set up the line. So back the other way it goes with Kalamazoo FC. Middle of the field now. As Ennis turns on, he's going to try and get something over the middle. However, Michiana going to deflect this and head back the other way with it. Started with Durher. Eric Durher playing a ball over the middle to Morimoto. And then back and forth between two teammates it goes. And a takeaway for Owen Smith. Owen Smith going to rifle a shot off with the left foot, but a little bit right and wide it goes. As now it's just added minutes here the rest of the way. As we're going to have 2 added minutes here in to halftime. We'll see if Michiana can do anything with the 2 extra minutes given by the officials, or if Kalamazoo can put another score up on the board and go in with a 3-0 lead at half. As the Eagles not one to let off that gas pedal all the way through. I mean, 90 minutes, full gas pedal down to the floor. Another chance here. Ennis going to get tripped up. No call from the officials. As that one from Michiana, nowhere around the ball, so questionable by the officials it goes. Wondering what they were seeing as, I mean, draped with defenders all around him went Ennis. But back the other way it goes now. Kalamazoo FC, as over on that far sideline, Alexander Ritchie not pleased with that call. Thought that it should have bounced his team's way. Middle of the field with it, Owen Smith. They're just going to play safe with it. Kalamazoo FC trying to go into the half with a 2-0 lead. Give themselves a well-deserved 15 minutes of rest before they can come out and perform for the second half. Is this one here for Kalamazoo FC? As Colin Ennis is going to be the one to take it here for the Eagles. We'll see if they can do something and set up Kalamazoo with a 3-0 lead at half. Still score sits 2-0 Scoreless so far in the first half goes Michiana. Not a lot of offense generated that the Lions can talk about. You got to think that that's one of the coaching staff's concern as they get into later stages of the game. Got to get more chances on offense, your passes, and minimize the mistakes as you go into the second half. Michiana, though, with numbers, up into the attacking zone. And the officials going to bring the whistle out into play. And Paula Fang's going to get a yellow card. Too much contact there, the official's going to say. Paula Fang trying to plead his case, however. Trying to keep everybody safe in this one. Go the officials. Just a little bit when it comes. Only bump and shove too many times down there on the field before they're going to call it. This time going against Kalamazoo FC. And Michiana with a free kick well outside the 18. So nothing that they could really try and strike at net. I'd be surprised if they went and tried to get something on against Alfaro from here. You'd have to think they're just going to try and set something up over the middle of the field with Durher or Morimoto. Or you could even say go. So option C. And then Paula Fang going to try and get this one out. And giving right back to Nacho Alfaro it goes. As that's going to be the half here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. As a little one's going to come on for the crossbar challenge. They know the rituals down here at Mayor's Riverfront. Going to try and win some cash for their pockets. See who can hit the crossbar here at halftime. However, that's not going to be part of the stream on the Kalamazoo FC's YouTube channel. We'll be back in 15 minutes with an action-packed second half. Stick around here. Currently, the score 2-0. Kalamazoo FC leading over the Michiana Lions. Thank you for listening to First Half. My name's Sebastian O'Leary. Come back in 15 minutes. We'll be here as halftime here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. And back and in action here for half number 2. Kalamazoo FC taking on Michiana Lions FC as a Great Lakes divisional matchup. The Eagles definitely looking to walk away with the win here, keeping their playoff hopes alive. Needing to pretty much play perfect the rest of their season. They want to get over top of the defending USL. And right now, that number 1 spot seemingly locked up by Midwest United. So on the chase and on the hunt for that second spot goes Kalamazoo FC. Also AFC Ann Arbor up in the hunt talk for the playoffs, as tied with points with Kalamazoo FC and the record, both 3-2-2 on the season. As Flint City 3 more points ahead and in that second place spot as we speak, with having the least amount of matches played, along with Michiana counting this one today. As it's going to go off of number 6, Brecken Minzy, and out of bounds. Kalamazoo FC going to take over. Still a 2-0 lead here as we're into half number 2. Kalamazoo looking to keep the lead right where it's at, though. Even offense for the Eagles. And that back line and defensively for Kalamazoo, not too much to tempt them. It's good work at the middle of the field. Goes Kalamazoo's defense pretty much. Was the recipe for that first half. And, I mean, it worked because 2-0 is the lead at home for Kalamazoo. While Michiana still trying to smell that first win of the season. Needing to find unanswered and straight goals for Kalamazoo FC. With Minzy, it goes left side for Michiana. And then Minzy just going to slow this one right back up to Alexander Ritchie. Ritchie's going to switch up sides of the field now. Michiana trying to get something offensively going. Just going to give right, though, to Duarte Chapelas. Defended, though, trying to get around. As it's going to be Isaac Estrada defensively. Michiana with it offensively. Attacking zone. Near midfield, though. As trying to get something across the passing lanes goes Kalamazoo FC. They get one, but Michiana hopping right back on top. As Alexander Ritchie trying to find the opening, middle of the field. It's just going to go right back to captain Francesco Chiappo. As the whistle's going to come out to play. Owen Smith thought he had a clean takeaway. However, Eric Durher and Michiana going to catch a break. Going right side. This one here for Joshua Izu. Izu going to send something across middle of the field, looking for somebody on the receiving end. Nothing, though, to tempt that back line. Good job defensively for Kalamazoo to keep it right where it's at. And out of bounds it goes. Last touch by Michiana. Toss in here with Asher Barnes. Barnes surveying the field. Let it go past and find its way to Gusto Phillip. And then Michiana going to hop the lane, take it back. But Veracruz hunting the middle of the field. Nothingly over aggressive defensively for Kalamazoo FC. Trying to keep it in front of them and not let Michiana too deep into their attacking zone. Michiana, though, trying to find the opening. Now switching sides of the field. As it goes with Ritchie into Mincy now. Mincy going to fake left, goes right. Trying to get around the defense. He's got somebody in the middle of the field. However, Veracruz going to be there trying to disrupt. Michiana going to find another teammate over the middle of the field. A shot going to be rung up top. However, left up top on the shelf it goes. Nothing there to go against Nacho Alfaro. It's gone by here into half number 2. Martinez with it, middle of the field, far sideline. Back in it goes to Veracruz. Enrique Veracruz gives right back to Pepe Martinez. Martinez trying to find Gusto Philip over the middle of the field. Michiana going to jump the passing lane. A little bit of knee-to-knee contact. It goes. Michiana player hitting the ground. As it doesn't seem like it's going to be anything too serious. It's a delightful sight to see. Nobody getting hurt. Everybody just trying to play it safe. Keeping composure. Kalamazoo, though, trying to stay aggressive and attacking hungry. Pepe Martinez going to win this back and feed the middle of the field to Gusto Philip. Gusto Philip now goes left sideline here with Colin Ennis. Ennis trying to find something over the middle of the field, deflected, sent out of bounds, tossed in here, attacking zone for Kalamazoo FC. Going to play it up the sideline. Collision, middle of the field, no whistle. Michiana going to get the right to play on. Alfaro plays this one deep off the foot. Right back to Michiana, though, it goes. Until Newhoff tries to win it back. Then Michiana, last touch. So Kalamazoo FC going to get to take over. Martinez, middle of the field. Going to pop this one back up to the back line. As Duarte Chapela is going to come down with it. Tackling effort by Michiana. And then it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Michiana. So Kalamazoo going to get another chance here to set up something over the middle of the field and get it out of their defensive half. That's exactly how they're going to go. Trying to find something over the middle to Gusto Philip. Martinez with it, though, going to take it off the bounce and plays it back into Donovan Phillip. It's Gusto Philip now just plays back into Ennis. Ennis switches up sides, goes to Owen Smith on that right side. Asher Barnes now off a bad bounce with it, bottom of the screen. Trying to find somebody, and does in the middle of the field. That one over the middle. Ennis going to find that. Or excuse me, Mercer. Grayson Mercer going to find that one off the foot of Owen Smith. A good assist right into the middle of the field. A 3-0 lead, though, for Kalamazoo FC now. Beautiful centering pass to get that across. And a straight 3 goals now for Kalamazoo FC. Nothing answered by Michiana, as digging themselves deeper and deeper in a hole it goes. 3 straight now for Kalamazoo FC. Starting to run away with it in the second half. Goes the Eagles. 54 minutes gone by. 3-0 the score. Kalamazoo FC on top at home. That's going to be the 18th goal on the year for Kalamazoo FC. Now the goal differential stands up to 10, or plus 10 on the season, scoring 10 more goals than they've allowed this year. Got to think the coaching staff and Shane Lyons happy with that number. It's defensively, Kalamazoo the last couple of games with Paula Fang back have played perfectly. Although right there, Michiana almost getting something against Nacho Alfaro. Just try and chip the goalie. Just a little bit left up top there from Brecken Minzy. You got to like the effort, though, for Michiana after not having a lot going in that first half. In just 5 or 10 minutes, into the second half, you're getting some, and generating some offensive looks. Just needing a little bit more to answer the 3 straight goals from Kalamazoo FC is Michiana. And then a bad bounce off a player, and out of bounds it goes. Deflected this time by Michiana, and now scooping it back up goes Asher Barnes. Just further and further downfield it goes, hopping in and out of bounds off the toss-in of Asher Barnes, and then sent out by a Michiana defender. 3rd time's the charm, as it's going to be played down into the far corner. Gusto Philip giving chase. He's going to get to it before it rolls out of bounds. Fancy footwork on for Gusto Philip. Plays a centering feed, as there's nobody that's going to really have an answer on the receiving end for it. Martinez and execute off the good centering feed from Gusto Phillip. Mercer with it down the sideline. Well defended, though, by Minzy. Brecken Minzy winning the ball back for Michiana. Although Ennis with it, middle of the field, going to get tripped up, no call. And now the whistle comes out to play after the collision between Michiana defenders and Colin Ennis. Just outside the 18, something here off the strong leg of Ennis could go against Bellina and the keeper of Michiana. 3 Eagles huddled up around the ball. Smith, Ennis, and Chapelas. Just discussing which way they're going to go about it. Now Chapelas going to retreat into the 18. So you can see something served up, looking for the back post. Or you could see somebody take a straight-on shot at net. Post. Chapelas going to serve this one back up. But the whistle coming out into play. I believe offside is going to be the call. "57 minutes gone by here in half number 2. 3-0 still. Kalamazoo looking to keep the shutout alive. Possibly even tack on some more offense. Well struck over the middle of the field. It goes for Michiana. As now another collision between players down on the field. And the whistle going to come out into play, stopping this one up. Everybody back up, though. Lovely sight to see once again as the sports medicine staff there from Bronson. Hopefully they can stay on that sideline the rest of this one. But the aggression between these two teams and physicality in the sport of soccer, you never know what could happen. Hopefully, though, everybody playing it safe. That's what you want to see here in the remainder of this one. 3-0 still as Kalamazoo looking to keep tacking on goal after goal. Because, you know, offensively, they're not going to stop no matter what the lead is. Gusto Phillip with it. Down the sideline. He's going to ring a shot off for the net. Nothing, though, tempting. Bellina there in between the posts. That one going to be left up top. Not by much, though. Good look from outside there. Left side goes Gusto Phillip. It's back up and into action. We are approaching that 60-minute mark here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. If Kalamazoo were to win this one, put themselves back in the win column, and tie up points here with Flint City at Asher Barnes. Minutes of rest here in the rest of half number 2. Good minutes from both Eagles down on the sideline. Now going to get just to sit up and rest up along the bench here on a hot summer's day in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Smith with it, trying to keep it alive offensively for Kalamazoo FC. Michiana back in this game, attacking so far. Not many chances to speak of, as a lot of the attacking been done here for Michiana in the second half. Still no goals, though, as a result. Good defense by Kalamazoo played so far. 60 minutes gone by into this one. 61 minutes gone by, actually. As The Eagles still defensively not giving up anything for Michiana's direction. Going back the other way with it now is Kalamazoo FC. It's just going to be a free kick deep inside their defensive zone. So probably just going to be blasted towards the middle of the field, looking for one of those attackers or midfielders. We'll see which way they go with it, as it's going to be Nacho Alfaro to take the free kick here. 62 minutes gone by. Score still the same, 3-on. And get some more attacking minutes. Mike Malorani checking into the game. In for Grayson Mercer. Down the far side, or close sideline, it goes into Lucas Hummel. And now a toss in, fast breaking across this other side of the field. Now it goes into Brecken Minzy. Veracruz is trying to go for the ball. However, going to find an ankle nonetheless. And the Veracruz yellow card going to come out into play here. So a second yellow card for Kalamazoo FC. One to Paula Fang, one to Enrique Veracruz. Letting them know how they feel about it. As you can tell, the officials not phased mentally, but can't say the same for the players in Michiana. The Zooligans getting some conversation between Michiana players down on the field. The rowdy Zooligans able to get into the mental of most teams, most players, mostly everybody, I'd say. I mean, man, oh man, am I glad I'm on the side of the Zooligans. Something played into the 18, looking for Mike Malorani. Not able to come down with it, though, inside the 18. And now a ball. Pepe Martinez trying to get in front of. As, man, oh man, the physicality from Pepe Martinez. You love to see it, but getting after it in the late minutes. Relentless stuff there from Martinez. Two teams now. Kalamazoo FC coming down with possession. A good slide tackle there by Matthew Roberts. However, Veracruz still sticking with possession. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Morimoto. He thought it should have been Michiana's way, but officials call Kalamazoo's ball. Lucas Hummel with it. Trying to get something middle of the field with Veracruz. Veracruz going to switch sides of the field. He's just going to give this one right back to Emil Newhoff. Newhoff trying to find out the attacking ways of this offense and get around defenders for Kalamazoo FC. Back to Newhoff it goes. Left side, centering feed. Nobody going to be on the receiving end. Hummel, though, going to keep it right back with Kalamazoo FC. Now Colin Innes with it. Back in to Owen Smith it goes. Now a ball played in to Colin Innes. Just a little too much underneath it, as scooping effort made by Jonathan Belina. Good goalkeeping there from the Lions keeper. Attacking chances on now. This one here with Minzy. Fancy footwork. Pass, though, going to be deflected off the head of Veracruz. Roll out of bounds. Michiana sticking with it. Attack here. This one's going to be Leo Brummel here for Michiana. He's going to be checked in and taking a seat for the Michiana Lions. That's going to be number 7 in David Rodriguez. Over the middle of the field, it goes to Durher. Durher slowing things up. He's going to go into the back line with Ogaro. Xavier Ogaro gives top of the 18. Shot's going to be rung off. Diving save made by Nacho Alfaro. Across the grass. Diving effort, though, made by Nacho Alfaro. Keeping this one right where it's at. Scoreless here still for Michiana, as the attacking chances for this offense of the Lions generating more looks here in the second half than anything they could even hope of in that first one. Gusto Phillip with it, going to keep this alive. Melarani has it right side of the 18. Now tripped up it goes with Melarani, as Eric Lopez is trying to go for the ball. However, Melarani saying, it's all right, man. I get what you're trying to do. Sportsmanship it goes. However, the officials not thinking very sportsmanlike, and the yellow card comes out to play. Ennis having a lot of directions he could go. We'll see how he wants to play it. I think for the right-footed Colin Ennis, it's not much of a look that you can give at net. So one of the teammates going to lend a helping hand here off the foot. This one's rifled into the middle. Somebody on the back end. That's a goal. Pepe Martinez scoring here. Straight goals here for Kalamazoo, as they are just merely starting to run away with it here, getting into the later stages of the second half. 4-0's the score, as we shall see how much more Kalamazoo FC has left in the tank. You're going to see some of this fresh-footed bench players coming into this one, possibly. Or if you just want to keep the starters out there. I mean, if it ain't this offense for Kalamazoo FC on fire tonight. 4 goals straight. Nothing to answer by the Lions so far. So we're getting later and deeper into this one. 69 minutes gone by. 4-0's the score for Kalamazoo FC. Back and forth between two teams it goes, later stages. Offensively, though, Michiana struggles continue. Getting some more looks here in the second half than they generated overall in the first. Not enough, though, to keep up with this fiery Kalamazoo offense that's off to a 4-0 start here tonight at Mayor's Riverfront Park, as we are 70 minutes into this one, into the second half. The Eagles starting to run away with it. One to park the bus much, as the bus's gas pedal usually pressed down to the floor the entirety of the match. That's how Kalamazoo likes to play it. Their ball, their way. This one out of bounds, though. Played in by Chiapo. However, officials not ready for it. They're going to reset this one up, as it's going to be an Nick Kanina going to be checking in here for Kalamazoo FC. Well-deserved rest there for Paula Fang. Playing some really good minutes in that center back position. Last couple of games he's been in for Kalamazoo FC. The effort's been well worth it. Offensively with it goes Owen Smith. Smith, though, going to hit the deck. Hito Morimoto. Little too much aggression. Push comes to shove. Hummel trying to feed Gusto Phillip on that right sideline. Phillip goes into the middle. A whistle, though, to play. It's Michiana going to keep going here with it, trying to get some breathing room. Kalamazoo keeping the pressure on, though, looking for Michiana to slip up and take control. Hummel almost getting the takeaway. Morimoto, though, playing really good possessive ball. Middle of the field, Michiana now switching up sides of the field. They're going to go here, number 22, Xavier Ogaro, going down that sideline. Back and forth between it goes. Back to Ogaro in the back line. Middle of the field here with Morimoto. Left side, trying to attack that 18. It goes with Minzy. Minzy's shot going to be deflected by a Kalamazoo defender. Durher's shot also deflected by a Kalamazoo FC defender. As push comes to shove now, down on that sideline, Francisco Chiapao. Getting a little overly aggressive, some could say. Now Chiapao having words with the officials down on that sideline. So the yellow card out in the official's hand, but nothing played in yet. As it's going to go back into the pocket, so nothing to come of here at Mayor's Riverfront. Back across field with Kalamazoo it goes, and then deflected off of Melarani and out of bounds. Michiana going to take over. Defensively in their zone, but looking to get something over the middle of the field and into their attacking zone. It's going to go a toss in here for Eric Lopez. Martinez a little overly aggressive with it for Kalamazoo FC. As minutes start to wind down, gas tanks start to get lower. Intensity starts to increase. I mean, man, oh man. Can't be too many push comes to shove between these two teams before something gets out of hand. Martinez going to play something into the middle here with Brian Salvino. Salvino just going to go back around the midfield. Over the middle of the field to Pepe Martinez it goes. Martinez defended well by Morimoto. Morimoto looking for the call on Martinez. Thinking there was a little bit too much contact. However, the official's not going to give it to anybody. They're just going to let him play on off the free kick. Good possession here by Kalamazoo FC. Now shooting down that far sideline, but Bellina making an easy save there. And sending it back the way here. Up Kalamazoo FC. As the crowd starts to get into this game a little bit more, they just got the announcement for the free t-shirt here at Kalamazoo FC. Everybody wants the free t-shirt. Quickly, though, giving away the free t-shirts, and back to the regular crowd noise it goes. Amped up for about 15, so they weren't getting the free t-shirts. It's back to the 4-0 cheering. As there's been a lot for Kalamazoo faithful to cheer about here. Can't say the same, though, in a result for the Lions. Still looking for their first goal here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. Michiana scoring in this matchup to where it stands right now. A -10 goal differential for the Lions. The offense been struggling a little bit this year, trying to find something though in the later stages against Kalamazoo FC. That one's going to wind up out of bounds. Last touch by Kalamazoo FC. So a corner kick, bring it on. And a chance here for the Lions to do something. Dangerous territory it goes here for the Eagles, needing to play some good defense. However, they've been playing great defense all night long. So should see that once again here. Who knows, though? This one sent up in the air, looking for something on the receiving end. Michiana trying to get it. Up in the air, off the head of Captain Francisco Chiapao. But then out of bounds he goes once again. Last touch by Kanina, so another chance here for Michiana out of the corner. 80 minutes gone by, 10 minutes of regular time by the officials. You got to think, though, Kalamazoo FC going to walk away, though, with a well-deserved win. Just going to have to find out what the score is going to be. Can Michiana ruin the shutout here for Kalamazoo FC? Or is Nacho Alfaro going to walk away with the second shutout performance of the year here for Kalamazoo FC at Mayor's Riverfront? Kalamazoo FC winning the ball back off the slip-up of Michiana, but a good tackle to keep it right where it's at. Chiapao's shot going to be rifled off defenders, and back towards middle of the field it goes. Melarani giving chase up the middle of the field. And then Bellina just going to play it out of bounds, let the defense catch up, and he's going to get some help deep defensively. Kalamazoo with all the momentum at their feet. Playing it into their back line now. Lucas Hummel with it, close sideline. He's going to go into Owen Smith. Smith trying to survey his options. He's going to go back to Lucas Hummel. And now back and forth it goes, just trying to play smart ball with it. Go the Eagles in the later stages. Don't need to tack on anymore. Just need to keep that lead right where it's at of 4-0. 4 straight goals, nothing answered by the Michiana Lions to this point. As the athletic trainer is going to be waved onto the field here, we're going to take a minute, thank our sponsors, and we'll be back when play resumes here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. The score right now, he leads it here over the Michiana Lions at home. as we start to get back into play. Checked off the field is going to be Xavier Ogaro of Michiana. And coming in for Ogaro is going to be number 23, Salfaji Mugala. As Mugala not going to be checked in just yet. Officials going to sit him back down on the bench. And another scoring chance here off the foot of Salvino. It goes and out of bounds. Last touch by Michiana. So Kalamazoo going to get another chance to get attacking numbers up the field. As it's well inside the offensive zone for Kalamazoo FC. We'll see how they want to come out and attack off the toss in 85 minutes approaching the ADC. You got to think they're going to walk away with a win here in the later stages. Unless Michiana somehow just starts to light the fire underneath them and can get that offense going. However, I don't see that in the forecast here at Mayor's Riverfront Park, as a shot's going to be rung off and a diving save made by Bellina. Still score right where it's at, 4-0. Pepe Martinez trying to get something going towards the baseline just a little bit. Left up top. And Martinez not able to get underneath. It rolls. Michiana taking over. Goal kick coming from Bellina. Bounced back and forth between teams. Then out of bounds. Michiana with possession. And a toss in here to Eric Lopez. Shooting back across. Trying to get something across the middle of the field. It goes. Matthew Roberts with it. He's going to give into Morimoto. Morimoto back and forth between Michiana players. It goes deeper and deeper inside their attack. Then the offside's going to be the call. Kalamazoo FC going to win this ball right back. And you got to think that if they're going to park the bus at all, this is where they're going to do it. However, it's not how Kalamazoo likes to play. As you can see, across the middle of the field, trying to get more attacking chances at that net. Getting right around the defense it goes. A centering feed just left up top. It goes for Mike Melarani. Good job by Tabiru Gafar to drive into and get around the heart of the defense. Serve something up over the middle for Melarani. Just too much underneath it goes Mike Melarani. Not able to put that fifth goal into the back of the net. Still 4-0. Kalamazoo FC atop Michiana. Gafar with it. Trying to get something into the attacking zone. Around two defenders it goes. Gafar slicing the heart of this defense wide open. Centering feed to Melarani. Smith with it over top. And now a collision. That one going to be whistled. Kalamazoo's getting a really good chance. And the yellow card is going to come out into play. This one into Matthew Roberts' way. And a yellow card for the Lions. Something here atop the 18. Dangerous zone here for Kalamazoo to do something with it. Free kick on the way here. Two Eagles up by the ball. Owen Smith going to ring a shot. And that one's into the back of the net off the foot of Owen Smith. Late minute goal for Kalamazoo FC. Tacking on yet another score here Kalamazoo FC now up to 5-0, and now it's just left to added time. And you got to think surely now the Eagles marching their way home with a victory in this one. It's going to take a lot from the Lions to even find their footing back into this game. Down 5 goals with extra time, added time. The only thing left here today at Mayor's Riverfront. Added time now. The only thing remaining here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. As this one's winding down, you got to think it's a special one here for the home team. Offensively, an onslaught for Kalamazoo. Got to think coaching staff and Shane Lyons and company going to be happy with how Kalamazoo performed on this one, as they've just been picking apart the defense of the Lions in the entirety of this matchup. 3 goals, in that first half. 3, maybe it was 2 in that first half. Can't remember. So much scoring from Kalamazoo FC. Should have wrote it down. Who knew the offense was going to be on fire like this one today? Gafar down the sideline. Well defended, though, by Eric Lopez. Back into Michiana's keeper it goes. Gafar tripped up into the 18. However, no whistle coming out into play. Kalamazoo not... if you got to call it when it's there. As seemingly the officials, just trying to get their way out of this one. 5-0 still scored here for Kalamazoo FC. Another shot going to be rung off here for Kalamazoo FC, and that one left way up top. That one merely hitting the roof of the concession stand here at Mayor's Riverfront. Not anywhere close. But the shot's just starting to add up. As the final whistle is going to come as a result. 5-0 the final score in this one. Kalamazoo a big win to find their way back into the win column. As they've just been running away with games as of late. A big win in their last match against Oakland County, 4-0. Is now a second game straight. Nothing scored against Kalamazoo FC. And man, oh man, the goalkeepers and the defense for the Eagles are hot, and that offense, you can't say it's cold nonetheless. That thing on fire offensively go the Eagles. 5-0 to win here. An absolute team performance played by Kalamazoo FC. You got to think everybody's happy with how that one went. If you're a faithful fan of the Eagles, the next time you're going to see the men's squad in action, it's going to be in 4 days, the 16th, as they're going to take on Union FC Macomb, an away match for Kalamazoo after playing 4 straight home matches here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. they're going to have a little bit of a road stretch. It's going to be 2 games, and then they'll come back to play 2 more to round out the home season, as those 2 games, the 23rd and the 26th, and then just 2 more away at Flint in Oakland County. Those 2 last games, especially the Flint one, going to be highlighted, circled, starred, whatever you need to do to make it stand out. That Flint City game is going to be huge for both these 2 teams, as the only result between the 2 this year, a 3-3 tie here at Mayor's Riverfront Parks, but Kalamazoo FC needing to do the work before they get to that one to stay in the playoff contention and keep their hopes alive. Needing to merely play it perfectly, now tied for second points-wise with Flint City at 14, as Flint City sitting 4-0-2, Kalamazoo 4-2-2. As the Bucks get handed to them, we'll see who's it's going to be. If anybody can do it, you got to think it's going to be the Eagles on their home turf. However, thank you to everybody tuning in. My name's Sebastian O'Leary. You've been listening to the USL 2 live stream of Kalamazoo FC here on the YouTube channel. Thank you for sticking around. It was a fun one here. Final score, Kalamazoo 5, Michiana Lions 0. A shutout win here for the Eagles at home. And now a 2-game road trip here for the Eagles. As next time we'll be here on the YouTube live stream tomorrow, the women's squad in action. As it's going to be a great matchup for the women's team. Tomorrow we'll be here 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the YouTube channel. Once again, my name's Sebastian O'Leary. Thank you for sticking around. As everybody be safe. Come back tomorrow, 7 p.m. We'll be here. Good night. Stay safe.